After we've established proper static core endurance, the next step is to incorporate dynamic movements of the arms and the legs in exercises such as moving planks, where I'm moving my elbows forward and back, raising my legs, and I can do this in a variety of positions. Really the goal here is to keep the back flat like a table. So if you find that you're arching or kind of dipping up, the client isn't doing this effectively. And really this is providing a more realistic challenge to the abdominal brace. Kind of by hitting it at different angles, different various arm and leg movements, we can really target different areas of the stomach and really force this reflexive contraction of both the rectus abdominis, the obliques, and really all of the muscles of our core. With that said, another thing that we talked about in our article is this idea of a 2-minute window where we want to maintain and establish core stability for 2 minutes at a time. The problem with this is when we're performing an exercise like a plank walkout to a march. In my experience, anywhere over maybe 30 seconds, we start to deal with things such as fatigue in the extremities, and we start to feel it more in the arms and the legs versus the core. That's definitely not what we're looking for. One way that we've gotten around this in our circuit training is to complex together or perform back-to-back several exercises in different positions. Right? And in this video, I'm just going to give you an example of what I'm talking about there. Generally, when we're shooting for this 2-minute window, we'll incorporate 4 exercises performed for a period of 30 seconds. Alright, this is kind of our standard. This is our standard as to whether we know whether the client can move on to higher load exercises, is if they can maintain sort of a flat back, a neutral spine, good abdominal bracing during each of these exercises, and kind of keep that going on. So in our example, we're just going to perform 2 planking exercises interspersed with 2 dead bug exercises. So the first thing that I want to do, start with a plank here. I'm going to get my back flat like a table, make sure everything is set up, abs and butt are tight. Coming up into a plank position, I would cue the client to walk out, hold for 3 seconds, walk back in, keeping the abs tight. Alright, 30 seconds in this position. From here, I'm going to come down, come onto my back, into a dead bug position, press my back into the ground, keep my feet fairly close to the floor. I can bring them closer to the floor to make it harder or higher to make it easier. And all I'm doing here is pulling over while keeping my back pressed into the floor. And so again, I'm kind of performing the same action from a different position, really squeezing on this roller, keeping my abs tight. Okay, from here I would go back into a dead bug position back into a plank position where I'm coming back into this plank, marching 3 seconds in each position. Again, trying to maintain this flat back. 30 seconds here. Right, then I'm going to end up in a position where now I have the roller over my head, my feet are off the ground, and I'm extending my legs out. And again, I'd hold 30 seconds in each position, equivalent to 2 minutes. So as you can see, we're in a variety of positions here, and I can certainly incorporate different movements into the circuit, such as a pullover to a leg extension, maybe a leg lower, and a leg raise with a side-to-side movement. Really, the sky is the limit as long as we keep these basic concepts in mind. So just think about 2 minutes for each circuit. 30 seconds for each exercise, maintaining a flat back or a back pressed into the ground during the dead bug, and that is an example of a dynamic abdominal circuit.